All right, everyone, let's do this again. I found another article regarding Linda Paulson, who is running for Utah State Senate District 12 against Karen Maine. This article gives us some further insight again into Linda and her campaign, as well as it gives us an opportunity to talk a little bit about Karen Maine. All right. Rapping Utah Republican grandmother's campaign video goes viral. Late show host Stephen Colbert asks why Linda Paulson's rap doesn't rhyme. A rapping campaign video by Linda Paulson, a Taylorsville Republican and self-described awesome candidate for the Utah Senate, has gone viral. The video has been widely shared on social media by people who concur with her political perspectives and others who are throwing shade at the video featuring the grandmother of 49 grandkids. The rap video, posted on Paulson's Facebook campaign page, notes her affinity for the family, the Constitution, and the Second Amendment. The GOP candidate for Utah Senate District 12 says she's pro-life, pro-police, and supports free speech. All right. So again, this is going to be, it looks like her rap.
Hey, Utah District 12, listen up right here. There's a new name on the ballot for the Senate this year. My name is Linda Paulson, Republican and awesome. Love God and family and the Constitution. I tried to get another conservative to run. Nobody could do it, so I'm getting it done. I'm pro-religious freedom, pro-life, pro-police, the right to bear arms and the right to free speech. I want less government control and regulation, want to stop and expose all political corruption where there's integrity, morality, accountability. Government programs should lead to self-sufficiency and support traditional family as the fundamental unit of society. But in schools, they're pushing for new beliefs. And just to clarify, as a female adult, I know what a woman is. I love this country. It's a blessing to be free, but freedom comes with responsibility. The Constitution needs to be protected, not changed or disregarded, but resurrected. If you share my values, if you like what I stand for, then give me your vote on the 8th of November. District 12 needs a choice. Let me be your voice. Linda Paulson. Linda Paulson for Senate.
Wow, she just always puts a smile on my face. All right. So government programs should lead to self-sufficiency and support traditional family as the fundamental unit of society. But in schools, they are pushing for new beliefs. Just to clarify, that's a female adult, she raps, pointing to herself. I know what a woman is, she says. The video was featured Tuesday night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, who said there is a lot to unpack there. First of all, hey, Linda, as a female adult, do you know what a rhyme is? Traditionally, that's a fairly important part of the whole rapping theme, he said. Now keep in mind, I'm going to add something here. She's not a rapper. He noted that Paulson has 49 grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and none of them know GarageBand. GarageBand is a music studio app for Mac. Well, all right, I'm going to interject here again. Who knows about GarageBand? Colbert responded with his own non-rhyming rap. Hey, Linda Paulson, listen up right here. You have the hip-hoppin' ad this year. I'm Stephen Colbert. The Constitution is good. And just to clarify, as a comedian, I want you to make more songs, please. Paulson replied to Colbert on Facebook. Thank you, Colbert, for helping spread part of the campaign message. Wishing you well. The video has also been featured on Fox News, which says the video has received mixed reviews. The National Review article said the video is a candidate for the most bizarre election ad of the 2022 cycle. National Review describes itself as America's premier destination for conservative analysis. On Facebook, some followers applauded the rap. A comment posted on Facebook by one of Paulson's supporters, Sarah Danielle, said, "Your rap is absolutely amazing, and I love every detail. You are exactly what this world needs. Keep being awesome. Keep being your awesome self and ignore the mob completely." What does Paulson think about her video going viral? Paulson said she's trying to keep a sense of humor. Her daughter, who wrote the rap, was discouraged by negative messages posted online about her mother, she said. Paulson said she chooses to take it in stride and has been excited that family members out of state are now aware she's running for elected office. She said she tried to encourage someone who would bring more conservative values to the Utah legislature to run for the District 12 seat. On the final day to file for office, no one had come forward. "I told my husband it's an hour to go and I'm going to see if anybody else has signed up. If they haven't, I'm going to do it." He just said, okay, that's great," she said. Now the whole family is invested in her campaign, win or lose. "It's been an experience of a lifetime," said Paulson, 80 years old. "I love family reunions, and this kind of like that let me start that. I'm going to read that again. Now the whole family is invested in her campaign, win or lose. It's been an experience of a lifetime," said Paulson, 80. "I love family reunions, and this is kind of like that in a lot of ways. It's just a unique experience that we never expected," she said. Her Democrat challenger, Senator Karen Maine, Democrat, West Valley City, did not return requests for comment. Maine was appointed to the Utah legislature in 2007 following the death of husband Ed Maine, a longtime labor union leader. Karen Maine, now Senate Minority Whip, won election in 2008 and has served in the Utah Senate for 15 years. Maine's campaign website calls her your voice of reason. I did some research onto Karen Maine. Number one, she is also near about 80 years old. I'm not exactly sure of her age. I had a difficult time finding it. So I did some estimation based upon some of the information I found. She is in her upper 70s. That's the information I could find. So I'm guessing that she has to be around, based upon information I could locate, she has to be around 78 years old. She could even be closer to 79, maybe even 80. I'm thinking she's got to be in her upper 70s, though, maybe 78, 79. So she's really close also in age to Linda Paulson. I think that's interesting. When I was looking for information regarding Karen, she didn't have that listed. It's almost as though she's ashamed of her age. Then the other thing I noted is that her husband, Ed Maine, he was the senator obviously before he passed, but she took over after he passed away. And so really she has run not on her own merits, but mostly on Ed's merits. And then I learned a little bit more about her. She is very well liked in her community, but I also learned that a lot of people in her community who are primarily Republicans have voted for her over the years without doing any real research. They just assumed she was representing their political ideologies. They didn't, a lot of them don't even know that she's a Democrat. Some have known she's a Democrat, I found out, and they have and they thought that she represented more of the conservative Democrat values, and that maybe she was more in line with the Republican. But I did more research, and I have to state that I also found a YouTube video done by the Young Turks talking about Linda Paulson and Karen Main, and they give a comparison on their YouTube video, which I think is fantastic. Even though they speak against the political ideologies of Linda Paulson, and they uphold the political ideologies of Karen Main, it gives a really good comparison, because those of us who support Linda Paulson and her political ideologies, well, that's what we stand for. That's what we do believe in. And it is time for the conservative values in that part of the state of Utah to be represented. Karen Main, as I did some research, she has been in the office a long time. And it appears that people have voted for her primarily just because there really was not another real valid choice for several years. No one campaigned really hard against her. It looks like some people dropped out of the race in some of the years. It looks like, if I'm understanding some of the information I found correctly. And she really is not your voice of reason. She is actually, when you look at her values, especially if you go to the Young Turks evaluation of her, she is actually a liberal Democrat. So she has been deceiving some of the people, maybe not intentionally, but she has been deceiving some of the people in her district for quite some time into thinking that she really represents them, who are the majority Republican. And she is a well-liked woman. She has many friends in the community, but her political ideologies do not actually represent the political ideologies of the people in that area. So this is going to be an interesting race, especially now as we have Linda Paulson for the first time, a truly competitive opponent who truly represents those political ideologies that people in the area thought Karen Main represented, when in fact Karen Main has, like I said, if you go in and do your research, you will find that she is more social. She's a Democrat that is more liberal, socialist leaning. So do your research and you will find that she does not represent the conservative values, and she is not the voice of reason. She is a likable person. She has done a lot of good for that district, for her city. And I did some research on that as well. And Ed Main did some fantastic things for that area. Now, keep in mind, while they did these fantastic things, they also did a lot of things that are more socialist in nature and are a high risk to Utah's constitution as well as the federal constitution. So in all of that, with all of that being said, Linda Paulson really is the one who is the voice of reason. It is time for her. Karen Main has been in office for 15 years, and before that, her husband, Ed Main. So between the two of them, they have been in office over 20 years. I say it is time to say goodbye to the Democratic, liberal, socialist leaning Karen Main in Utah's District 12. And Utah's District 12 needs to thank her for the good she has done and they need to say so long, goodbye, farewell. And then the state of Utah needs to welcome Linda Paulson on November 8th to the Utah Senate to represent District 12. They need to welcome her new ideas, fresh perspective, friendliness, fun, and the fact she truly does represent God, family, and the Constitution. Her song clearly states where she stands. It leaves no room for doubt. Whereas with Karen Maine, there is a lot of ambiguity. As conservative Republicans and Democrats there are not aware how she has pushed the liberal and socialist agenda in Utah. There is a lot of evidence showing what she has voted for and against that has put Utah at risk. The Young Turks give a really good comparison between the two and clearly show why Utahns in District 12 should vote for Linda Paulson, although they uphold the political socialist ideologies of Karen Maine. Linda Paulson is the actual voice of reason, as she firmly believes you cannot know when your rights are being taken from you if you do not know what they are. I did my research. Karen Maine has been seeking to take Utahns' rights and freedoms away from them. Linda is a Republican and she is awesome.